Hello, fellow internet dweller. This is Lego Jackman, and you're watching my review of the Lego Power Miners Crystal Sweeper, set number 8961 from 2009. This set includes 474 pieces, 4 minifigures, and originally retailed for $70 back in 2009. And today, if you want it, you're looking at around $60 to $70 used and around $200 sealed. I got this set with its box and instructions along with the Mind Mech set for a total of $100 on eBay. So I think I got a pretty good deal on this set. This set was the largest set of the first Power Miners wave and is one of my favorite sets of all time. We will get to why throughout the video, but let's get started with the review. The first thing that is included in the set is a little side catapult build for the rock monsters. You get 2 slots to put the rock monsters in, and you're able to launch it just by pushing this little lever down. Levers and thing. You get 2 rock monsters as well, and they are both repeats, so none of the rock monsters are exclusive. But what you're going to do is just put them in there and chuck them. So they go a pretty far distance, and it's a pretty strong design. And the base of this catapult is decorated with rock work, very simple rock work, using just some sloped pieces. And it also has 2 crystals, one red and one blue, to kind of symbolize or show where each rock monster goes. So maybe the blue one goes over here, and the red one goes here. Very simple design. Nothing too fancy, and it's just a little supplement to the Crystal Sweeper. Now, I personally think that if they were able to remove this and like knock the price down $10 or something, that would have made more sense. But I think out of all of these 6 first Power Miner sets, I feel like maybe the rock monsters should have gotten something to fight against the Power Miners, and the only thing they ever really get is the Crystal King, or like the Cave King set, which is a giant rock monster. So this is really their only defensive or offensive attack thing against the Power Miners. So yeah, that is the little catapult, just a little side build that supplements the main build, which is of course the beautiful Crystal Sweeper. Now this thing has got its main function front and center, and that is the sweeper. Now it is able to be moved freely, but it is also attached to the front wheels, which spin it. Oh, they are supposed to spin it, yep, like that. And yeah, it sweeps crystals, just like the name entails. You do get 6 extra crystals included in the set. You get 2 blue ones, 2 red ones, and 2 orange ones. So there you have it. Why these colors? Why not like one of each? Who knows? But it doesn't really matter. Let's show off this main feature here. So what you're going to want to do, and by the way, it's not perfect, of course. It's not going to work 100% all the time, but we're going to try our best here. And show off the sweeping of this Crystal Sweeper. So you kind of have to go hard. You're going to see a lot of, not a lot, but some of the crystals are not going to go through, so you're going to have to go twice, maybe even 3 times. Looks like that one of them went through, and then you kind of have to go like violently in there. And it really depends on if it actually gets in the if like the object gets in the blade, or if it like knocks it out. So It's not going to work 100% of the time, which is a bit of unfortunate. It's not that useful. If it was more useful, if it was more accurate, then it could be used as just like a Lego cleaner in general. Like you just throw a bunch of extra pieces down, you know, and then on the floor or whatever, and then try to clean it up. You know, that would be cool, but it's not that, you can't really rely on it that much to actually clean the crystals and all the bricks and stuff. But for what it's supposed to do, it does it decently. Of course, it's got some bumps in it. That doesn't make it work 100% of the time, but it works well enough. For a display, it doesn't really matter if it works or not, right? But it looks cool nonetheless, and it still functions somewhat well if you want to show people how it works. So the pieces are going to go underneath as they are swept. And they're going to go, it's kind of hard to show here. That all the, yeah, let me just dump them all out. They're going to be swept underneath here into this. So there's a little ramp right there, and that the pieces go into the ramp here. So they'll be swept. And then that will push them to the other side here. Now there's a little lid at the top, which is useful because if you don't have this lid on like so, then the pieces might go flying right up and out of the container. So when they are here, they're gonna hit the top of this lid, and then they're gonna fall right into this massive container here. And it's a very cool container, very large piece here. Very awesome, and it's kind of like a dump truck where it can just dump out all of the crystals once they are swept. So if you end up managing to get all the crystals to be swept up in here, you have to first remove the lid and then dump them all out. They do go pretty fast though, so you might drop them all over the place like I just did. The instructions reminded me that this crystal sweeper is also able to sweep up rock monsters. Now, it's not as good as the crystals. The crystals are already hard enough to sweep up, but it is possible to sweep these rock monsters up. Which, let me see if I can try. It's gonna take a couple of attempts, but it looks like we finally got him in there. So that is pretty neat. So that is the main sweeping function of the set. It takes up the middle third of the set, and everything else around is more detail and extra functions. So we got two big engines in the front here, and they kind of make it look like it has giant eyes. If you look at it at this angle, kind of scary now that I look at it. And these engines are pretty well detailed. You get these three like hose pieces, and then also some sort of exhaust. And I just think these engines look pretty cool. You get some detail around the wheel well, and with the number 6, because all of these sets are numbered, which is very cool. And then got some caution tape with some mud on there. This is one of the only Power Miner sets to have treads instead of wheels. I guess the granite grinder also has treads like this, and I believe it is this wheel here that moves the sweeper. So that is pretty cool. You can see when you move this, the sweeper is also going to move. So that's pretty neat. You get some extra space here for minifigures to play out a situation or something. If you have the rest of the sets and you have more than these two power miners that you get in this set, then you can all put them on here. Then you get this really nice drill It's able to be moved quite a bit, not a complete 360 degrees, but maybe like 270 degrees, or maybe a little less than that. 200 degrees, 225, something like that. It doesn't really matter the specifics, but the drill itself is able to be moved quite a bit. You can see can extend all the way like this. You can fold it up, not the best, but fold it up at about 180 degrees, something like that. The drill does have a tip, unlike the Thunder Driller, and it is red for some reason. Get some orange caution tape there, and you also get a chain, just as some extra detail on the arm of the drill. Now you do also get the cockpit that has been in pretty much every single Power Miners set, and that can be opened up like so, and then you get 2 control sticks for any minifigure you want to be put in there. Some extra details on the side of this drill. Looks pretty neat. And also, whatever these are supposed to be, also have stickers right there. There is no railing though. There is railing here, as to have people not fall into the treads. But there's no railing on the other side, which is odd. On the back, it's pretty cool. It has some like brake lights. It's pretty neat. Nothing much else other than a sticker for the giant dump truck dumping container. Then as you move to the left of the Crystal Sweeper, gonna have a lot more details. First is this bike, and the bike is able to be released after you move the ladder down, and it's held in with simply this 2 vertical clip. So that's pretty nice. It's not that tight of a grip, so it's easy to be removed, which is nice, and it also stays there. So maybe if you violently shake it, you can see it's not falling off, which is pretty nice. So it's just enough to hold it in place. And it's cool to see a bike in orange. You also get some extra tools here. You get a shovel, and then I would say this is a drill, like a hand drill, instead of a gun or whatever it might be, because there's no point in shooting the rock monsters. Probably won't do anything. Then on the right of the bike, you get some containers, one of which has a banana, because I guess there has to be a banana in every random set. And then you can get a second container here. This one's pretty cool because you do get some extra little gems. They're not necessarily crystals, but they're the smaller gem pieces. You get some blue and you get some yellowish green. So you don't get red or orange, which is kind of odd. But it's just kind of trying to represent every single color of the crystals, except of course for dark green, which does not make an appearance in this set. These, I don't know if these clips, if it's the clips or the tools or just the age of this set, but it doesn't seem to be holding these tools very well. I would say it's probably just losing strength or something over time. And you can see there also is a sticker that says bike. For the cockpit, it is able to be opened very simply. It's only held together by these 8 studs. Got some lights on there, some extra details, and the number 6. You do get 2 extra big lights. This is a very commonly used piece thing. In all the other Power Miner sets, you get these big giant lamps. The inside of the cockpit there, you get a big wheel, which I like that being used as the steering wheel, and then you also get some control sticks. And there's also a laptop. So instead of this set including one of those tiles with the depth and stuff in the map, you can kind of see there, you get this laptop instead, which is pretty neat. I love Lego laptops and these type of accessories. They're pretty cool. And then also on the side of the cockpit, you get a stick of dynamite and another one. So that is really the entire Crystal Sweeper in all of its glory. Let's take a look at the minifigures. For Power Miners, you're going to get Brains. And I believe this is the only reoccurring Power Miner in the first 6 sets. I can't think of anyone else that shows up in more than one. He has got the blue overalls like everybody else, except he has a white shirt underneath. He's got the beaker there to represent his kind of science-y. He's the scientist on the Power Miners team, probably experimenting on the crystals, what they are able to do. Looks like maybe some pencils in his pockets. And on the back there, there's also that little tube. His face, he's got this like eyeglass, robotic eye thing. And on the other side, he's got a pretty scared facial expression. His eyebrows and mustache are kind of hard to see. It's very, very light gray. So that is Brains. And then you get this Power Miner. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this Power Miner's name is. A lot of the Power Miners don't have clear names. This one on Bricklink says it is the Engineer. And on Brickset, it also says his name is Rex, who was a different Power Miner. So maybe this is Rex just with a messed up something happened to him. But I would say this is just the Engineer because it is a different person. You get the bomb logo on there with some tweezers and a magnifying glass. The blue overalls and a gray undershirt with his arms sticking out, no sleeves. The same legs that are on every single Power Miner, as well as the same helmet. And this guy has a little metal plate on his head. And there's his back face. You can see is very scared looking. I love those eyes and the eyebrows. They're pretty cool. And I'm not sure if that's supposed to be hair or blood. Looks like it should be hair, but it's kind of weird. It kind of looks like there's like blood seeping out of the little metal plate, which is kind of creepy. But that is the Engineer, and he is exclusive to this set for the first wave. Then for Rock Monsters, these both Rock Monsters are from other sets, so they are not exclusive. We get Glaciator and Meltrox, and they work exactly the same. Like all the other ones, you can open their mouth, put rocks and crystals and gems and whatever you want in their mouth, and make them look like they're getting powered up. I love the translucent plastic on their bodies. It makes them look really nice. And that is the Rock Monsters. There's not that much to say about them. For the instructions, you do get 2 of them, and they're both, I would say, evenly sized. The first instructions ends off with nothing interesting, except for, I guess, the win on the back. Then, on the second manual in the back, there's sure to be a lot of stuff. We get a picture of the Crystal Sweeper in action, reading Collect the Crystals and Rock Monsters. That is because the rock monsters are also able to be swept up, which is very cool. The part count, and then we get the poster here that has been in every other rock monster set. We have all of the rock monsters, and looks like I've checked all the boxes. Then there is all of these sets in the rest of the wave. Crystal Sweeper, of course, being the largest. And then we have the combination builds. So this Crystal Sweeper also works with the Cave Digger to make this behemoth. And then we also have these two combinations, which don't look as cool as this one. And then Lego Club and the same poster that was on the Thunder Driller. So those are the instructions. Now for the box. Box of the Crystal Sweeper. It's probably one of my favorite box front covers of any Lego set. This might be kind of stupid, but when I'm older, I might buy an extra copy of this box, cut out the front, and put it in a frame, because it's definitely the coolest looking cover art of a set, probably, in my opinion, ever. And definitely makes it look even cooler on this cover here. You can see there's the Catapult, and then the beautiful Crystal Sweeper. On the top here, we get the figures with Meltrox and Glaciator, and then the two Power Miners. There's the actual size comparison. A smaller picture of the Crystal Sweeper there. At the bottom, nothing really of note, neither on this side. On the back, however, you get a lot of cool details. Here is kind of showing off the sweeping mechanic. Collect the crystals and the rock monsters. You can extend and drill. And it shows off all of the little tiny accessories that come with the set, with the banana, the bike, all the different crystals, and the laptop, the tools, that sort of stuff. You get this here, Catapult the monsters and Capture the crystal. And then finally it shows off the extra official combination set, which is the Crystal Crawler, which I will be making a review of very shortly. So that is the box. It's much thinner than the Thunder Driller. And yeah, that's the box. Here is how I display the set. It goes on the left here. I don't really have any space for the Catapult, so I kind of have to hide it back there. And also leave this drill kind of moved off really close to the Crystal Sweeper. Here's the rock monsters, Glaciator, and Meltrox. And it's kind of just sitting there on the left. So that is how I display the Crystal Sweeper. As for my final thoughts on this set, I've wanted this set for a very, very long time, ever since it came out back in 2009, since I love the Power Miner sets. For originally $70, maybe this set was a little too overpriced. And of course, part-to-piece ratio is not the end of the world. This set doesn't have the best part-to-piece ratio, with a 474 pieces for $70. It does have some pretty large pieces, but I think $60 or less would have been better for this set. I don't think for $70 this set is worth that price. I think the used price of $60, if you can find it for $60 or $70, might be worth it. Definitely the sealed price, $200. I don't collect sealed sets, so I can't really speak for the value of that. But yeah, for what I got this set for, with the box, instructions, and the mind mech, all for $100, I think I got a pretty good deal on it. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you've enjoyed the rest of my Power Miners reviews, then maybe consider subscribing. But that is all I have for this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I see you in another video. Peace out.